Today I will be talking about kinks and fetishes, also known as atypical sexual behavior. What this means is that these are uncommon forms of sexual expression. Kinks and fetishes, although similar, are not the same. A kink is a term used for any non-conventional thing that makes someone sexually aroused, and a fetish is a non-conventional thing that is necessary for someone to achieve sexual gratification. Kinks and fetishes are fairly common, with around 77% of people having participated in sexual acts involving a kink and 84% of people being open to more kinks in their sex life, being shown from a study from Maxim from 2016. Consent is the defining difference in what makes a kink or a fetish okay. Consent is the full permission for something to happen or to engage in something. Consent is necessary when engaging in any sexual act and can be revoked at any time. The separating difference is when an act is coercive or non-coercive. Coercive is when an activity involves unwilling participants and is non-consensual. Non-coercive is an activity that is solo and does not involve others, or has consent of those participating. There are many different kinks and fetishes. Some of the most common ones are transvestic disorder, which is deriving sexual arousal from wearing the clothes of the opposite sex. And this is most common in men and is not coercive as it does not often involve others. Sexual sadism, which is the association of sexual arousal with pain, which is non-coercive because it involves the consent of participants. Sexual masochism, which is sexual arousal through receiving pain, either physically or psychologically. This is non-coercive because it involves the consent of participants. Autoerotic asphyxia, which is the enhancement of sexual arousal through oxygen deprivation, and is non-coercive as it is either done individually or with a consenting party. Ballooning, which is when someone derives sexual pleasure from sitting on and popping a balloon. This is non-coercive as it is often done individually. Exhibitionism, which is sexual pleasure from exposing one's genitals to an unwilling observer, and is coercive as the observer is non-consenting. Voyeurism, which is sexual arousal associated with observing naked bodies or sexual activities of people without their consent, making it coercive. Necrophilia, which is sexual gratification from viewing or having intercourse with a corpse, and this is coercive because a corpse cannot consent. Zoophilia, which is sexual contact between humans and animals, and this is coercive because animals cannot consent. And these are just a few kinks and fetishes, but there are many. Some of them are common, some are obscure, but the most important thing about them is that they should be non-coercive. We've drawn pictures of some different kinks and fetishes, or things used for kinks and fetishes. Much like in BDSM, which is an important part of kink and kink culture, which stands for bondage, discipline, dominance, submission, sadism, and masochism. This term is usually used to describe sexual acts that involve dominance and submission. BDSM can be between a couple or a group of people and has gained traction from groups and chats online. Since BDSM is so broad, many acts fall into this category, which can make it enticing for people. One study from Northern Illinois University in 2016 showed that nearly 47% of women and 60% of men have fantasized about dominating somebody in a sexual context. In conclusion, kinks and fetishes are fairly common and a part of many people's sex lives and can range from many different things, some being widely accepted and appropriate, and some being illegal.